Hi, we're at AIRWALK, the event, here with Ferry Corsten. Thank you for taking time for this interview.
Sure.
I prepared some questions. You've been doing this for like 30 years now. You played collab with so many people.
Yeah.
It's like insane amount.
Yeah.
Which one is still missing on that list?
Missing? Wow. I think Paul van Dijk. Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah, you know, I did a collab with Thijs, Chesto, Armin, Marcus, Paul Okafor. Now just finished one with Ilan Bluestone. But from like the old guard,
Yeah.
I think Paul van Dijk is the one missing out of that list. So yeah. So perhaps in the future, you know, never say never. I know what that means over the years. So never say never. Yeah.
If we're going to the future, you've got the Unity project started.
Yeah.
Would you tell us something more about that?
Yeah, Unity is it's a project or like an initiative that I started, you know, coming out of 2 years or 2.5 years of bringing back Goriella, which was just me in the studio. Doing Blueprint, which was just me in the studio, you know, apart from doing the collabs with Helien and Eric Lemiere on vocals, but so it was just all me in the studio. And so often at festivals or events like this, you know, I'm here hanging out with all these DJs, and we're always like, oh yeah, you should do a collab, right?
Yeah.
And then yeah, I'll call you next week, and
it fizzles.
And it just never happens really, because everyone's just too busy with their own stuff. So I said, okay, after doing 2.5 years of solo stuff, let's really chase everyone, you know.
I think that is you.
I guess, you know, I always need to find myself a project, you know. I need to create something for myself that I can really just put all my focus into.
The thing is, when I think about Ferry Corsten, I think about the guy with all the projects. that is you for me. Like you're the guy,
I guess so, yeah.
Guy in the scene who like, yeah, he's done everybody. He's worked with everybody.
Yeah, in a way, yeah. And the whole thing with Unity is like, as the word says, you know, a united sort of scene. I mean, of course, the trance scene is very big, and it's we have a lot of fans. But that's one side. The trance, even there's a divide. I'm really talking about the other side, behind the scenes, like us DJs, producers together. We all call ourselves, or we say like, yeah, we're part of the trance scene, but we are. But what is the trance scene really? You know, if you look at all the bass stuff, you know, that's like, this is the bass scene.
Yeah.
You know? And the EDM scene, this is the EDM scene, and the techno scene, this is the EDM this is the techno scene. You know, and they all support each other. They play their music. But the trance scene is a strange one. We have on the one side we have the 140 BPM trance.
Yeah.
On the other side we have like Anjuna Beats type of vocal trance. You know, 128, 130, and there's like almost like a vacuum in the middle. And I'm trying to fill up that vacuum in the middle, where the guys that play normally the 140 stuff can actually play the other stuff, and the other way around, which is not happening right now. We are a trance scene, but we miss like a center.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's what I'm trying to do with Unity, to just bring those two extremes together basically, and say like, okay, let's find a middle ground where everyone can play, where we can all play the same tracks, you know, and make the trance scene a lot stronger than it already is. Yeah.
Also a part of the profit you're donating to.
Yeah, there's a charity thing involved. I mean, you know, I'm very grateful for what I'm doing, and you know, which is making music and you know, having that opportunity, or like when I was little, you know, had that opportunity to do that and to be where I am right now. And VH1 Save the Music is an American charity organization that actually puts a lot of effort into bringing music classes back to schools for kids.
Yeah.
And now also not just with, let's say, a violin or a guitar, but also electronic stuff. They bring that into the schools right now, and I think that's really cool for young kids to, at a very young age, to be, you know, to be introduced to
that kind of music.
that kind of music, and to the stuff that, to the things that actually, you know,
Build opportunities for the
you know,
new generation.
Exactly. Yeah. I know what it did to me, for my life. You know.
Yeah, you started very early.
Yeah. So I mean, I would love to see kids, and especially kids with a more unfortunate sort of situation. You know, for them to have an opportunity like that as well. Yeah.
So, you started with Unity this year. How long will you continue with it? I mean, there's 4 tracks out right now.
Yeah, you know, the initial idea was to do it for a year, you know, and then we'll see. And right now we got to the point where the year is almost over, and it's a lot harder to actually get the collabs, because again we run into the same thing. People are busy with their own stuff, and they need to carve out like time for the collab, you know. So it's hard, and it's really chasing people down, and but it's, you know, it's rewarding, it's fun. The fans really start to get sort of like the picture right now, to know what it's all about. So to say, oh, this was it, you know, no.
It's a shame. It's a shame.
I don't think you know, for what it is, for what the concept is, it's not something that should be limited to 1 year. You know, it can run alongside whatever I'm going to do next.
Doing so much.
So you know, it's one of those. I'll just let it go, and there's still a lot of collabs in the works right now. Half so like up in the air, half done. There's one with Gabriel and Dresden, one with BT, one with RT. That are all sort of like, you know, one with Marcus coming up. So, and they're all half done. Sort of, there are structures already, you know.
You do so much. How do you find the time?
It's hard, but at the same time, it's also, when I'm traveling, I bring those projects on my laptop, and when I'm in the plane, I'm just working on it, or when I find time, it's just an automatic thing. Yeah.
You live the life most people can't handle, because Avicii couldn't handle it. A lot of other, like Hardwell, he couldn't handle it. What makes you different from those? Is it the age? You age?
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, you know, it's I've done this for a long time, and you know, of course, Robert Hardwell did this for a long time as well before he actually broke through.
Of course, but
he went from here to like all of a sudden there, you know, like up there. I can't even reach it, you know.
Right.
And it's so pacing yourself is a lot harder, I guess, when you're in that situation. And I don't know. For me, I think my secret is just to say no sometimes. It's very easy. You get an offer in for a gig somewhere, and it's like, oh wow.
But is it that you do a lot of things? You have control over a lot of things, and these guys don't. They have the management.
But you have control over your management, because you hire your manager. You are the boss in the end.
Yeah.
So I find that the weakest excuse ever to say like, oh, it's my manager, because you control your manager. It's not the other way around.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. But I think like with the younger kids.
Yeah, I guess. But then, you know, it is sad, you know, especially in like the case of when you see Avicii's story. Yeah. When the manager is so like, you know, and it's really unfortunate. But ultimately, it's you are in the driver's seat. Man. It's not your manager. You can fire your manager and find another one. You know, that's really
easier said than done.
It's easier said than done, but that is the way it is. You know, and that manager guy should not control your life. Yeah. In the end, if you feel like that there's a burnout coming or you need a break, you gotta step on the.
Yeah, that's what Robert does now.
Yeah,
I think it's a good thing.
It's great. I mean, if he feels that way, that he's hitting a wall, he has to just back off for a while. You know, and if it's forever or if it's just for a while and then come back again. Great. I don't know, but
I have one last question. A friend of mine wanted to know what's the difference between the crowd in Europe, the States, and Asia, and which one do you prefer most?
Wow. Okay. I think. How can I say it? Instant gratification, like instant, like wow, this is awesome. States.
Yeah.
Because you play whatever and they go off and they go crazy and
Okay.
they're loud and it's like you're the best dude, oh you're awesome, right? It's just it's
Okay.
like that instantly.
Yeah.
Europe is always a little like
Reserved.
and Asia is you gotta wait until they all get drunk at the same time and then it's fun. So, which one do I prefer? I don't know if I have a preference. I love the States for what it is. I love Europe for what it is, and Asia as well. I'm a big fan of Asia in general.
Okay.
So
It's a new market.
I would almost be biased and say like, oh, I love Asia. That's the best. But
Yeah.
you know, America's a lot of fun to play for. But so is Europe and yeah, and so is Asia. Just all different. Yeah, it's hard to say.
Okay, again, thank you very much for taking the time
Absolutely.
for the interview.
Thank you.
Looking forward to see you on stage
For sure.
and wishing you a great evening.
Thank you. Ciao.